everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As you can tell by the title, I have another quick pattern review. It is Chut Patterns, the safari top, which also can be made into a dress. So I want to just welcome all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it, and those who continue to tune in from week to week. Okay, real quick, also what I'm wearing will be linked down in the description box because I usually forget, but it's the Glenlee by Itch to Stitch Patterns. So okay, so this is a top. So you all know I just did the a pattern release review the other day, or Sunday, I'm sorry. The day you're seeing this is Wednesday, so if you missed Sunday's video, go back and check that out. So I have been needing tops. So these pattern tests that have been coming up that's top related have been right up my alley, and so because I need tops, so this one was no exception. So this is Chut Patterns, the Safari. It's an easy to sew dress and top with a tie belt. Now there is a nice feature about the tie belt, because you all know I do not like making patterns that have the separate belt and then using it to wrap around. I don't like making those, and I typically don't. However, I did make the tie belt for this one, and you will see why in a moment. So let me just go ahead and just tell you a little bit about the sizing for this pattern. There are, first of all, I'll pop up a picture of the pattern. There are 3 different lengths. So you have the top, midi, and maxi. I made the top version. I was thinking about doing the maxi version in the fabric that I'm going to show you, but I didn't have enough left over. I had enough left over to really get the top out of, and it would have been kind of hit and miss for different parts and pieces for if I wanted to do the maxi version. Their sizing seems to me to be inclusive, a good size inclusive pattern company. However, you all know I did the jacket back in January from Chut Patterns. They were re-releasing. This is actually a re-release, so for those who already have this pattern, you're good, but it's a re-release. It includes a larger size range. The pattern says that their sizing is based on UK ready to wear sizing. I'm not obviously from the UK, so I'm not familiar with that. And they do have EU sizing as well. The only thing I would recommend, and I believe I recommended this before, is that they put USA based sizing in here, because when you do need to figure out your sizing, you will need to adjust your metric system in your calculator. So I'll pop up real quick. In my phone, I have a Samsung Android, and when you put in what your measurements are, you can put at the top in inches and then have it convert to centimeters. So that's what I did. That was real simple and easy to do. But so for me, the pattern goes from a size 6 up to a size 28, and so I cut out a size 22 because that translated for me, I'm a 45-inch bust. That translated to me at 114 centimeters, and so that fell between the UK size 22, which is 112 to 115, and my waist is a 38, which translated to a 96 centimeter, and my hip is 47, which translated to 119. And so so yeah, based on all of that, I went with the UK size 22. And so that is basically it so far as the sizing. Maybe the only thing you need to kind of figure out or whatever. They do have instructions in here if you needed to do a full bust adjustment, if you need to lengthen your pattern. There are directions in here for that, for making those type of adjustments. I did not have to make those adjustments. However, if you want adjustment, I don't know if you'll be able to tell from the pictures. For me personally, the shoulders are too, even though, here's the thing, it's a, I won't say it, it's sleeveless with a little bit of a cap. So there isn't a, you don't inset a sleeve or anything like that. However, I felt like the shoulder piece, I could have definitely easily taken out a 1/2 inch. I actually should have made that adjustment, because when I was looking at the pattern, I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna hang all off my shoulder. And it was hopefully you can tell a little bit in the pictures. It's not horrible, but I would have liked to have taken some of that volume out of the shoulder length, even though it's not, you know, just falling off of me or anything like that. There are simple pattern pieces, front on the fold, back on the fold, the tie belt, and then you have your front and back facing pieces. And so you all know it also had called for pockets. I wasn't interested in doing pockets. Actually, for the top, let me think. For the top, no, the pockets you only do for the dress version, so that doesn't matter anyway. But it does have pockets, so if you did choose to do pockets, it is for the dress version. And then basically it's real simple. It's only like 4 pages, 3.5 maybe, well, because I didn't do the pockets and whatnot, so about 3.5 pages you have for instructions. So super duper easy. Here is my version. I will pop up video and I'll pop up, I don't think I took a video, I don't think I did, but if I did, I'll pop it up. I don't remember, but I'll pop up pictures here in a moment. But here is my top, and I used it. Do y'all recognize this fabric? It's from House of Mami Wata. This was a popular fabric when Isabel from how do you pronounce her name? Bijou Designs, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Forgive me, Isabel, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. When she posted this, how long it's been? Maybe 2 years. House of Mami Wata couldn't keep this in stock, and she kept getting it in stock, and I made sure a couple years ago I grabbed it. So I made last summer the Montoya tutorial for it's a self draft. She teach you, it's a class, teach you how to do the self draft of your elastic back, flat front circle skirt. So I made that last summer, and I love it because it has that elastic in the back, and as I continue to lose weight, it's still working. It's still working. And so, but this is the top, and so you will see, in pictures, I did, I styled it 2 different ways. I put it on with some jeans, and then I also put it on with some, with the skirt. But this is the top. The reason I like the tie belt, because it's sewn to the front of the top, and then you sew it together, so these do not move, they don't come off, they're not shifting, anything like that. So I love it. And what I did, because there's different lengths of the belt based on the version that you make. I like long ties, so keep this in mind if you're a person that like long ties. I added 10 inches on the belt that was used for the short tie. I guess I could have just used the longer tie pattern piece, but I just added 10 inches on to this one, and well, measured on the fabric. I didn't cut anything extra. I just measured on the fabric 10 additional inches, so there was just a little bit longer, so I can have a different have a nice little tie in the front. The one thing also, I didn't care for how the arm side was finished. You fold it under twice, and so I used bias binding. I think it just gives it a prettier look. Can you see that? Yeah, I used some red satin bias binding for finishing off the sleeves, and then my hem, I actually just turned under twice. I'm sure you can, hopefully you can see that. I turned it under twice and sewed that down. And then for my facing, you all know what I do, because I don't like the whole doing the facing, then you got to tack it to the shoulders and all of that. I have heat bind. I went to Joann's a while back and stocked back up on my heat bind, because I love that, and I use that to see the facing does not move. I use the facing, I did the little trick where I turn it over so it's clean. I don't like, unless I plan to do bias binding on the edge of a facing, I don't like raw edges of a facing. I like to Hopefully you can see that. I like to do this finish, turn it under, and I use my heat bond to stick it down the front and the back. So that is it. Real quick review today. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comment section down below. But I thank you everybody for tuning in. If you're looking for a quick summer sew pattern, this is, if I did mention, if you don't know, it is a woven, so it is made for woven. I definitely can see how this would be beautiful in a viscose twill or a viscose challis, something like that, rayon. Yes, I can definitely see that this top being finished in one of those fabrics. So yeah, that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This was another quick pattern test, and it was fun, and because I need tops, it was right up my alley. So all right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. You all have a blessed rest of your week, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.